you know the love is there. All right, and let's get into the meat of why we're here. They only gave me like 5 minutes to speak. Let's start off by this fist. A lot of people got excited, upset, and confused and frustrated about this fist. That fist in 1968 sent shockwaves through so many people, not by my doing, but merely by the press of the time. The press had an energy about it that anyone that was on the fringe or outside the circle was gonna make you look like a bad character. So back in 1968, this fist to many people was like ground zero today. They thought that we was about blowing up America, blowing up the Statue of Liberty, disregard the Constitution, disrespect for all individuals of power. I was so far from the truth. But did they give me an opportunity to express what the fist really meant in 43 years? We're just getting around to it today. Most of you guys sitting over there, y'all were just like a wind in the sky. Mom and Daddy ain't even hooked up yet. But now I have this opportunity to try and express what this fist was really about. You know, before there's a fist, there's a hand. This hand symbolizes 5 people of color. They aren't be all black people. They can be American Indian, they can be Chinese American, they can be Puerto Rican, they can be any minority. We look at it in terms of saying, hey man, all of us are pretty smart, all of us know what the situation is, and all of us want to try and do something to change this society to make it better for everybody. So one guy steps out of the 5 and he said, listen man, I think I got a new paradigm, I think I got the courage and the wit to do what I need to do. And all he have to do is move a little pedal. Then they had a conference. And this conference, they began to realize through unity, through this form of unity and having one concept about we have to move this pebble, we came together and we became a very powerful force. Just so happened I'm a black guy. They call it black power. I asked the question, if I was a white guy and I did it, would you call it white power? I don't think so. But the bottom line is, it was to say, with this unified effort that we have, not only can we move a pebble, but we can move a mountain now. That was the concept of that 2 individuals getting on the victory stand. To say, hey, we can do something in unity. When you sit back and think about what that button meant on our chest, Olympic Project for Human Rights, it meant that we was concerned about all human beings. It didn't say Olympic Project for black rights or red rights. It said for all rights. We was concerned about making a better society.
Like a lot of the crowds, which we've been going around this country, it's people born decades after 1968. Well, not everybody, but mostly people born decades after 1968 who are still transfixed by that moment. Maybe it's a poster on their coach's wall. Maybe it was a poster in their house growing up. Maybe it was an image in their history book. But that image of 2 people at the Olympics doing the most positively inappropriate thing that they could do at that moment, knowing that there would be hell to pay, but not caring because they had a bigger thought and a bigger principle in mind. I mean, that's something that I think is still hypnotic to people. And they show up to events like this and they ask this question. They ask, why? They ask, why did you do it? And my response is usually, well, we're going to talk about that. But why do you still care? Why does it still matter? I mean, it's not like we're looking back at the 60s and for other examples where we're like, hey, let's talk about that, you know?
But like every other state in America, Texas is complicated. As Dr. Carlos explains in his memoir, quote, honestly, what I knew about Texas before coming here couldn't have filled a single page. I knew I didn't hear about big civil rights struggles down there, but that could mean that there were either no problems or that people were just too scared to fight back. It was Alabama not Texas making headlines in this fight for social justice. Dr. Carlos was with us in all of this. Just as Commerce was, he'll tell us with him. When he took that medal stand in Mexico City in front of the entire world, we can be certain that his time spent here, both the struggles and the joys, were likely with him there too. For these and a million other reasons, I hope you'll join me and we honor Dr. Carlos, the movement, and the remaining struggles, just as we honor one another and the important role that local contexts like these have played in this fight for social justice that has
When you
spanned
make
the
a
decades.
crossroad decision, you have to remember one thing. It's not a partial decision. It's an ultimate commitment that you make, it not a partial commitment. The totality of a commitment. You think about that little guy, what's his name, running around with the little sheep, Gandhi. You think Gandhi didn't know that somebody was going to kill him one day? But Gandhi made a total commitment. You think Martin Luther King didn't want to be with his kids? You heard him in that last speech before he left here. He wanted to be with his kids, he wanted to see his daughters married, he wanted to see his grandkids, but he made a total commitment. And this total commitment these individuals are making, they're not making it for their lives, they're making it for the lives of society. For everybody. When he left and went down to Memphis, Tennessee, he didn't go down to Memphis, Tennessee, say I'm going down there for black sanitation workers. He said I'm going down there for sanitation workers. That encompasses all ethnic groups within the sanitation department.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your attendance tonight. If you will join me again in giving everybody one round. Here are the quick instructions for those of you who purchase books. If you purchase a book, you need to